What are Florida's e-bike restrictions and laws? I am Jim Dodson, the Florida Bike Guy. I'm a bicycle injury lawyer practicing in Clearwater, but representing clients throughout the state. Florida has adopted the common definition of e-bikes, and they really have adopted a three-class system. So if you buy a bike or operate an e-bike that meets the categories of classification 1, 2, or 3, you're operating a bicycle in Florida, which is an important distinction to understand. Because if you have something that is not meeting those three classifications because it goes too fast, or it is equipped with equipment that exceeds Florida's requirements, it's not a bicycle, which means it's a moped or something else that may need a license and a tag and insurance and all that. So remember that a bicycle can be ridden by an adult, can be ridden by a child. Bicycles and e-bikes can be ridden on the sidewalk in Florida, unless the jurisdiction has restricted them. You have to be mindful of pedestrians, yield the right of way to pedestrians, the real concern in Florida was, allowing Category 3 e-bikes to be on sidewalks. So remember that the three classifications in Florida are Category 1 is a pedal-assisted, like motor-driven, pedal-assist bicycle that goes up to 20 miles per hour. The bike does not increase speed unless you're manually pedaling at above 20. And then a Class 2 is a throttle bike, which is one that will go up to 20 miles an hour without pedaling, just running on the motor. And a Class 3 is a pedal-assisted e-bike that goes up to 28 miles per hour. It's a pretty quick bike. And there's restrictions on the motor size in Florida. Florida sets a standard of 750 watts for the motor. So if you have a motor that's greater than that, it's not an e-bike, it's something else. This is an important category to understand because if you are injured while riding an e-bike in Florida, and it is a bicycle by definition because you're riding one which is a Class 1, 2, or 3, then it would be covered by any uninsured, underinsured motorist on your auto policy as a bicycle. It also affords you some protection potentially on your homeowner's policy, which may not be there if you're riding something that's not a bicycle and you don't have it registered and you don't have insurance for it, a tag and all that. So these are important requirements to remember. Let's look at what some other states have to say about this. We're surrounded by Alabama and Georgia on our immediate borders, and Georgia really considers a bicycle to be a vehicle. Florida does the same. When you're on the roads in Florida riding a bicycle, you are subject to all the motor vehicle rules that apply in terms of traffic, yielding, stopping, and all that. But in Georgia, bicycles, even e-bikes, are not permitted to ride on sidewalks. Alabama is the same. They do not permit, generally, bicycles, e-bikes on sidewalks. While Georgia does have the three classification system, each state has its own requirements about what they do and don't allow in terms of where they can be ridden. And even in Florida, you may have a general ability to ride a bike or an e-bike on the sidewalk, but places like St. Augustine, Sarasota, and others will restrict potentially using an e-bike on the sidewalk in certain, particularly the tourist corridor where there's more people on the sidewalk. So you have to be aware whether your local jurisdiction does or does not permit an e-bike or a bicycle on the sidewalk where you intend to ride. Hope this is helpful. My name is Jim Dodson. I'm the Florida Bike Guy. We represent cyclists across Florida, whether you've been injured on the bike or whether you've been injured as a driver or passenger in a motor vehicle crash. If you need us, we'll come to you. If we can help you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you so much and enjoy your day. Bye.